I'm going to discuss option in this video. Options are of two types. One is the call option and second is the put option. Call option gives the holder right to buy the underlying asset but not the obligation. Put option gives the holder right to sell the underlying asset but not the obligation. In options, option holder has a right to buy the underlying asset but not the obligation. That's how it is different from the futures contract, where the parties involved are obligated to sell or buy the underlying asset by a certain date for a certain price. Certain date is the expiry date. Certain price is strike price in option contract. The price in the contract is strike price. The date in the contract is expiration date. Options are traded both on exchange and OTC, over the counter market. In options contract, there are two parties involved. One is the option buyer and option seller. Let's understand the call option. Mr. A is walking on the street and he reaches to a furniture shop. Mr. B is a seller in the furniture shop and Mr. A likes one chair. Price of this chair is rupees 200. Mr. A says to Mr. B that please allow me to buy this chair at any time within 3 days at rupees 200. Within 3 days at rupees 200. That means if I come any time in 3 days time, I should have a right to buy this chair at rupees 200. Mr. B says, okay, I can give you this right, but I need a compensation to give you this right to purchase the chair at rupees 200. Mr. says, okay, that's fine. I'll give you rupees 20 to buy this chair. This 20 rupees is the cost from the point of view of Mr. A, cost of this option, and the option is to buy this chair at rupees 200. If Mr. A desires to buy within 3 days time, and for Mr. B, rupees 20 is the income. This 20 rupees is non-refundable. It will not be adjusted even and non-refundable in the price of chair. This type of contract is a call option contract. Let's understand the terms in the option contract. Strike price in this case 200. Option premium, which is the cost of the option, is rupees 20. Underlying on which contract has been made chair, and expiry is 3 days. Now this type of contract is called call option, where the option buyer is Mr. A, who has a right to buy the chair at rupees 200 within 3 days time. And if Mr. A exercises his right to buy the chair, B has an obligation to sell the chair. Mr. B has an obligation to sell this chair if A desires to buy. Now the question is, when Mr. A will exercise his right to buy this chair at rupees 200. Mr. A will exercise this right to buy the chair if he finds identical chair in another market more than 200, let's say 300. He will come back to Mr. B to exercise his right to buy this chair at rupees 200. And why Mr. B has agreed to give this right to buy the chair at rupees 200 to Mr. A? Because Mr. B has taken rupees 20 to give this right. This type of contract is the call option contract.